Yeah. When it drops it down low on the floor, yeah, that's what you prefer. Put your money where your mouth won't go, yeah, that's what you prefer. All the way and you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio. You have it, pick up, so I'm there, said it. You have it, pick up, see. You got the keys to my room. This black and jump out in a drum for the dinner. Female Benzina, got them now go in. The production play fun, yeah, but see your cardina. Bad girl Didi, bad girl career. Nipate excuse the Nikki wa wombo tiris. Rosa nyoro, fika fiti. Siku zombo tote tunawashombo. Man, me a look where you there. Your girlfriend know me better than them. Man, me a look where you there. Me cause problems everywhere, me I got step. When you drop it down low on the floor, yeah, that's what you prefer. Put your money where your mouth on there, yeah, that's what you prefer. Set it, pick up. Set it, pick up. When me set it, you have it, pick up. So when me set it, you have it, pick up. Yeah, you chop it.
Yes, good afternoon, family. To another beautiful episode right here on the media of the 21st century. This is the Black Hot Fire Network Radio Station. My name is Joby. To everyone who's here for the first time, to everyone who's here for the first time from YouTube, if you're streaming live from there, for everyone who's with us also on Twitter, on TikTok, shout to She, shout to Vino Biggie, shout to Awino after Karibuni Sana, and to everyone who's also live with me on Rumble and also on our show page on the radio station. I tell you, we're everywhere. And in case you're wondering how to get on these other platforms, if you are on one of the platforms, if you are on Twitter, if you are on YouTube, and you want to get to the rest of the platforms I've mentioned, it's very, very easy. Just go to the Google Play Store, search for Black Hot Fire Network Radio Station, and you'll find us there, where you get to see all the programs, the way they're aligned, what time they shall be, coming up, and also you can purchase amazing merchandise with us that is on our site, the Black Hot Fire Network, and also you can share amazing articles on our social page. Karibuni sana once again, where today we shall be focusing our conversation still on Nigeria. This week I did speak about Nigeria. That was on Monday because of the ongoing demonstration, but it seems it's still my topic for today. It being a Wednesday because day 7 and Nigerians are still on the streets despite the dialogue talks that has been called by the president, because we've seen Tinubu telling the citizens to calm down and to stop the demonstration, calling out on bad corruption, and actually the hashtag is end bad corruption in Nigeria, and that is what actually you can see. Most of the people, despite the bribing of the rice that they did on Sunday, Nigerians are still fulfilling the calendar date and whatever they had, the agenda they had for the next coming past 10 days. That is since the beginning of August till the 10th of August. That is when the demonstrations are supposed to be over. Tomorrow in Kenya, it is the mother of all the demonstrations, which we are expecting, of course, Kenyans to also hit the streets. Yesterday, we had an amazing conversation till late night, around 11 p.m. Kamlesh, myself, and also Mr. Black Hot Fire was in the building, and we were sharing different conversations and opinions about the current revolution happening in Africa. And there's a video I was seeing, which I shall be sharing as we get to continue. We can see our revolution is actually arising. We can see how other African countries like Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, who are free right now, controlling their resources. And there's a question between what if it's the Sahel, the Alliance Sahel state, them taking over power that is waking up these other African countries, because it's not like other African countries are not watching what Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso is doing. As much as the numbers are not really that big to draw all the attention there, because the mainstream media won't even share any positive information coming from those countries, but just negative, like where civilians are being killed by them and all that. We're not seeing so much coming from the mainstream media. But the question on the air right now is the Alliance Sahel state, that is Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, that has led to this revolution that is currently seen occurring slowly, actually globally, because this is not just Africa. Bangladesh is going crazy. We can see in the UK, as much as there's racism, Africans and also the immigrants who have been there for the longest time are also standing up to talk about the position they have, or the different uh, the different things that they have brought literally in the country in terms of stabilizing the country. So today, as we get to continue with our conversation, which is Nigeria, I'll be sharing, of course, live of live videos of what is happening currently in the country. Our Nigerians, they have come out, many, of course, in numbers. You can see they're very dedicated. But the question on air right now again is also, apart from the Alliance Sahel state, apart from Kenya also, which is being congratulated still for also starting this movement, Russia is also raising a concern in Africa. And this is not just Russia itself, but this is other African countries that are led by puppets who are actually very concerned because of the rise of the influence of Russia in the African continent, which I did say we should look with a very second eye. We know our enemies are all the same. They might come with different closets, but you are the same clown. We know you. You just wear differently every single day, but you are the same clown. We know you. So we shall discuss about that, because as Nigerians are demonstrating, they have placards, not placards, but they have Russian flags. And this has been happening for the past few days of protest, which is leading Tinubu to actually accuse Russia of funding the demonstration, like we saw Kenya also doing the same. So that is our conversation for the day. Stay tuned till the end of the show. I'll be coming back with much more of the updates, where we have, that is Connie Chume, who was actually an actress of the Black Panther, and she has died at the age of 72. Personally, you guys know I've not watched any of those goddamn movies. And even, I think that was on Monday, Keith gave a hint about it. I've not watched Black Panther. None of those, because I just don't go with the hype. I'll do it my own time, probably even when I'm older. But we shall also talk about South Africa, and that is about the power, which actually people are very concerned. And I'll be sharing also the thoughts of other African countries, why people are actually very concerned and surprised the fact that South Africa, for the past few months, they have maintained power without cuts. And we shall also discuss about the Ukraine's answer to them being accused about the Mali attack, and also what is coming from other African countries like Kenya also itself, where the MPs of those who paid goons, they're not going to face any charges. They're going to be let to walk scot-free. So welcome. That is our conversation for the day. Hope you guys stay tuned till the end of the debate. And let me know, of course, in case you have any questions, in case there's any issues with my sound, my connectivity, let me know. Bakaribuni sana. This is Shade, no ordinary.
Say that a love like that won't last. Didn't give you all that I got to. The Black on Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Cassie. you and I, baby. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni sana once again. 26 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you guys are doing amazing. And welcome to the media of the 21st century, the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. My name is Joby, once again, in case you're here for the first time. To everyone who's live with us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Rumble, on our show page, Karibu Sana. Kindly pin your comments over there. And also, if you're on the radio, you know what to do. You know the drill. And in case you're here for the first time again, I'd love to urge you to download our app, which will enjoy our amazing conversations, because we have shows back to back from 8 a.m. till late night. When I say late night, you'll find us even probably 5 a.m. in the morning. That is kids' time, or my time. My time, actually, that is 5 a.m., 9 a.m., you guys' time. During the weekend, like, we have shows back to back. So ensure you have our app and stay educated about the conversations, the matters affecting African people globally, which does include you if you are African, does concern you if you are African, no matter where you are. I love using Mama Dangote's, not Mama Dangote, but the mother to Burna Boy. Yeah, the mother to Burna Boy, who's actually also the manager. There's this song which is called Spiritual, and at the end of the song, she says, remember, no matter where you are African first before you became anything else. So whether you consider yourself Black American, Black Asian, Black Mexican, you are African before you became anything else. And that is my quote of the day, actually. So stay blessed as we get to continue the conversation on a start, of course, with South Africa. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's the same reaction I'd have also myself right here in Kenya, or a reaction we'd have, or we're about to have, maybe even in the next coming few months. When lights don't disappear in Africa, you're always shook, okay? If we go, let's say, like, for us, it's been how many months since the demonstration? We've not seen any issues with the lights, apart from last week. That was only our apartment, but that is the county-wise, country-wise. I'm not sure country-wise, but county-wise, for us, we've not faced any trouble with electricity. And normally, again, in Africa, if lights take, let's say, 3 months, 4 months without disappearing, it also raises some concern. And what I mean concern is like, hey, what is happening? Like, because we're not used to that. And that is the saddest part, again, of where Africans, something we were talking about yesterday on my show, where Africans are so used to problems, which is considered a norm. Like the rest of the world, this is why they treat us out. They want to treat us, and I'm talking about literally the other race, not African people globally, but the other race will always treat African people globally where they are same, because they think we're so used to problems, to the point where, again, yes, we know we never raised questions, because that is not what our system taught us. Whatever you fed, that is what you're supposed to believe. If you find a system that doesn't work, where lights keep on disappearing every single day, that is a norm in Africa, and that is what you're supposed to get used to. So actually, if you see lights working throughout, hey, that is something also you should be concerned about, because what is going on? And that is the same thing that is coming from South Africa, where there's joy and relief as South Africans has managed to keep lights on, and that is since the beginning of March. So they're saying the regular power cuts had become a feature of South African life, and fed feelings the country was moving in the wrong direction. But the electricity supply has been uninterrupted since March, leaving people to wonder what has changed. Like I said, most of the African countries, that is what to expect. I do remember, just a little bit before I get to move on with the article, that was, I think, Liberia, if I can remember, 2 years ago, 2022, I remember Kitty and I were having this debate back and forth, where Liberians actually came out and said, they have a schedule, like they know the time the lights come back, where they have to iron the clothes, they have to do whatever. If it's taking a shower, those who have showers, electrical showers in their houses, just do a bunch of things that actually do require electricity, because there's there's measurement of the availability of electricity. What's the right term I wanna use? There's what is it? I can't use the right term, but that is literally it. Liberia, that was 2 years ago, they were facing issues with electricity a lot. And the citizens were like, this is a norm to us. We're so used to this. What do you mean the lights are going to be here throughout the day? We know they come back at 9. This is where the students are, or my children, that was coming from majority of the people, where my children are going to have to, use the lights to do their homework. My husband, I have to iron the husband's clothes, There's a bunch of things. So going back to South Africa, also relating with me, myself being here in Kenya, it's something, again, like the way the rest of the world views Africa and the people. We're used to problems to the point where we don't question. And if we raise question, is because actually if things are working correct, you ask yourself, what is not happening? And that is what we can see right here in South Africa. They go on and say, it is a crisp winter day in Johannesburg, and a clear blue sky shimmering over the blasting township of Alexandra, or Alex, as it is more commonly known here in South Africa. And we have one of the residents who's standing in her restaurant, a stream of people swirling around her, and some delivering crates of beer, another grilling meat on hot plates, and a group of young men are sitting at the sun-drenched table. And she says, I can't talk. She's busy. Literally, I'm not going to read the whole thing and all that, but she says that the power is everything. And she says, I'm very stressed. We don't have money because of the electricity. You cannot see it's dark, and I don't think I'll survive in my businesses. We'll have to close down after 25 years. It's terrible. That is, let me go back a little bit, where they're saying that it is a far cry from when we first met in March last year, the highest of South Africa's power crisis and frequent load shedding, and the official term for scheduled power cuts. Back then, Miss Ramaphosa, that is her name, had very little electricity and just one customer, a reflection and the wider impact on the economy. But now, when she finally finds a new minute to talk, things are more positive. She says the load shedding is much better now. Why? Really? You can see there's electricity, and now I'm busy. I'm going to stay open, no plans to close. So last time when she was actually interviewed about her business, she was like, this is going to close in the next 25 years because of lack of availability of electricity due to our job. But right now, things have changed, and she can talk positively and highly of load shedding, which is crazy. Load shedding. So they add, load shedding began in 2007, reaching a low last year, with power cuts often lasting more than half a day. And this year it was expected to get worse. But now there has been no load shedding for more than 4 months since 26th March, to be precise, and the longest break in more than 4 years. And they're saying that it is largely because of a set of programs from the state-owned power provider, Eskom and the government over the last 2 years. In July 2022, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced the Energy Action Plan, and the following February, he declared a national state of disaster over the electricity crisis. Soon after, he created the role of electricity minister, appointing that guy. And then the Eskom launched 2-year generational power recovery plan, and the key aim of which was to increase the amount of power known as energy availability factor to 70% of the network's potential. So I don't want to read the whole article, but there's a mixture of reaction which we should pick from this article. There's load shedding, which you can see it has been on pause for the past few months, since March to be precise, like the article is saying. There is availability of power, which is actually also raising concerns. As much as people are thriving through their businesses, they're like, what could be really happening? Right now, I believe South Africa is in a very devastating state. We know that the ANC is working with a party that is an enemy of the majority of the people in the country. So I believe there's a confusing debate on this. Ramaphosa probably has done something that is going to keep the power on the long run, which is not affecting majority again in the country. Because I do believe if you go to these white states, not white state, but white communities in South Africa, or whatever they want to call them, because South Africa will always brag about everything. Wherever the white people stay, you'll never lack electricity. But where majority, the black people stay, the indigenous South Africans, where they stay, there's always power cuts, there's always lack of water, there's just a bunch of things going on. So I believe until we have the full details clearly, or until we see the long run of how long electricity are going to be kept on in South Africa, and to see, we just wait to see the effect. Because again, just like Liberia, just like Kenya, we can see South Africa is also concerned why do we have ongoing electricity without any power cuts. And that is expected in any African country, because it's not normal for things to be working throughout. So there could be a deal to make people because they don't follow politically, they don't follow politics that deep, to know the kind of deals being signed between other parties or between some private partnership and all that. We don't know what's really happening. Because if I try to relate this and Kenya right now, I was even reading that yesterday on the Culture Show. We had some MPs who are suggesting that right now we should have the Kenya Power split into 8 companies. And I'm like, how is this supposed to be working? How are we going to be having 8 companies supplying electricity? Who's going to be owning these companies? There's a whole lot of things to just question when it comes to Africa, things working. Ask yourself, what's the president's deal with the private investors? Because it's always some private investors doing some bullshit.
Some of the private sector.
Karibu sana, Keith.
Santi sana, Joby. But the
How you
private
doing?
sector. Tired as hell. How you doing?
You doing what?
But I'm tired as hell. How you doing?
Oh, sorry for being tired. So sorry. That's the black job. Not to Trump. That's that black job. I'm doing amazing though. I can't complain.
That's what happened. And South Africa put in policy that didn't benefit themselves. It was already a developed country. It didn't make any sense for no one to have power. They did with the IMF and all that global warming shit. While they would give it all the damn minerals to the Europeans so they could have power. They start putting windmills and solar panel bullshit into South Africa. So the reason why they don't have power is their own fault. Because these dumb niggas, every time you get a dumb black puppet in there, they do what the white people tell them to destroy their own country. And if people don't get upset, then it was always a plan to vote their ass out of office. Because the black man's always, I'm scared of the white man. I do what I told to do. The cowardice of African men, whether you like to hear that or not.
But the funny part about this, the reason even why I shared this is, you remember that was 2022. I think that was 2022. Liberia was having also power cuts, and we reported so much. I think for almost a month or 2 months, the country was facing electricity power cuts, and that was because due to electricity bill, something to do with that. I can't remember the full details. But the shocking part was, which we were talking about yesterday, how Africans are so used to problems without questioning, to the point when things work correctly, you actually question what is happening. Because reading this article coming from South Africa, the lady wants a couple of, a business
she wants to know why all of a sudden why is it working right now? Because what they want to do is, she shouldn't be shocked. She's a moron.
In
She's an
Kenya.
idiot.
No,
She's,
no, Kate. I won't say she's a
no,
monster.
she's an
I won't,
idiot.
no,
Yes, she's an idiot. Let me finish.
no.
Yes, South Africa's developed, not like other African countries where shit never got developed on purpose. South Africa was developed, so she should know now that they got a white government and they want to keep the Americans want to make sure that the white government is in favor, look like they're doing something because black people are stupid. Oh,
So
look,
let
we
me.
got white people. Let me finish. Let me
Okay.
finish, Joby. So they want to make like they want to make look like the government is now competent with white people there. So, oh, we voted white people and look at shit gets done with white people. Ooh, these dumbass niggas we had and never get shit done is all fucked up. So they're playing with their mind. And since you're a moron, you don't understand what's going. You should easily, you're South African, you should understand what's going on. Just to make the unity government look like it's credible while they stealing the country from your stupid ass.
It's
But
fine. But let's go
do
back
it.
to now history of South Africa, right? These people just got independent 30 years ago. 30 years ago, Kate. Okay. So majority of, let me speak of the black to be specific, leave alone the white people. The white people know what they're doing in that country. This is why they have the audacity to talk the way they talk. They have the balls to even threaten the people who belong in that country. They have the
They've been
audacity.
doing that.
We're ready for war. It's fine. 30 years ago, if you try and compare other African countries, I want to give Kenya as an example. We are 60 years, 60 years from independence. That is 30 years ahead
Yeah.
of South Africa. If you try
It
and look
didn't
at
make it.
Kenya
It it
now,
it,
we
it didn't
are
make a
way.
difference.
Okay, we no. If you look at Kenyans right now, Kate, let's just look at the colonial period,
Mm-hmm.
the acquirement of the fake independency, and
Okay.
also the gap of how Africans
Uh,
are waking up in each African country. Kenya
okay.
being 30 years ahead, we can see right now majority of us are waking up to understand who the white
Uh-huh.
man is, what the white man's purpose is in the country. If I go
Yeah.
outside, what the white man treatment is all about. South
Yes.
Africans still do not have that yet. And if I want to take
I
Kenya
don't know
30 years,
how.
listen, if I want to take Kenya to 30 years back, I believe it would be in the same gap as South Africa today. Why? Because we still had that white love, oh Jesus, I can't do this. How can I question a white man while I'm praying to Jesus is a white man? We're not
Okay.
meant to see the evil of white people, whether in any way we are supposed to praise them, even if they're doing evil to us. But this is apart from the white man, we come now to Ramaphosa, and let me say Mwai Kibaki, or the second president of Kenya. If we come to Ramaphosa, you can see instead of focusing, trying to move the country ahead, is actually moving the country totally backwards. And the people themselves, despite, because I do believe and I go back to what we were talking about yesterday, despite the racism, we can see right now the enslavement punishment which is happening in school, auctioning, a lot of bullshit that has been happening in this country. People still do not have that audacity to know that the white man is an enemy. And just like any other African country where those who are still indoctrinated, I would not see the evil of the white man effect in my country. So if I see things actually working,
I don't know how they see it. They up and close and personal with the evil shit. It's right in their face.
if I see things working, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, I'm going back to Liberia, when they were saying that we actually have
You can compare Liberia to South Africa.
no,
Liberia was never
listen,
developed.
finish. Let me finish. I allowed you to finish. Let me finish. We have Liberia. 2 years ago, they were facing power cuts for almost like 2 months. And they said, I remember the articles I was reading. Some of the people are like, hey, power cuts, the power comes back at 9 p.m. That is when the children
Yeah,
will get to their
that's
homework.
right. That's normal for them. It was never normal in South Africa.
No, kid. You want to tell me the majority of the South Africans right now have lights? Let's just be honest. Right now, things are working. But how many in South Africa have lights? Let's talk about that.
The majority of South Africa, Joe, but let me finish. The majority of South
Why?
Africa, except the blacks who lived in these townships, lived in like these ghettos, Their lights were never really on, but the majority of South Africa, as far as all their cities and all always had lights. You got to understand me. South Africa was a developed country, Joby. It wasn't called a third world. South
Why?
Africa was developed. The rest of
Mm-hmm.
Africa wasn't developed. South Africa was developed, Joby. South Africa and Namibia and Zimbabwe, since they had white people, were developed. They were developed countries because of
Did
the white population. Huh?
everyone get the same equality as the white people? Did
Now, let me
everyone?
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. No, a
Mhm.
lot of the townships didn't have it. They didn't have the same kind of electricity, but they did have access to electricity because they needed the country to still have lights when they went in and put people under apartheid. So even the townships had lights. They might not have plumbing or flushing toilets, but majority of the area did have lights because to oppress people, you got to be able to see their ass when you oppress their ass in the dark and have control of these towns. So since the country is just like America, when America got developed, even us blacks had to have lights. You had to develop the whole country to keep it oppressed. So um, um, so South Africa had being a developed country, even the slums had lights. It just because it's just the nature of the beast. It was a
But how,
developed
how,
country.
how often? Like, is it throughout? Because I've
Not
understood
now.
that.
Not
No.
now.
Mhm.
Not now. It's not because they let when the Africans took control of it, they wanted to be all lopsided. And these Africans are stupid. They China these dumbass IMF deals is like turn off their own fucking lights because they're morons. Easily they don't know how to negotiate. They're stupid, so they were all taken advantage of. Nelson Mandela and all of them are dummies. They all got taken advantage of. So they did
Well,
what white people told them to do, and then the country started collapsing in electricity. And it never had any problem when white people control South Africa with no electricity ever, because they had nuclear power too. South Africa was a nuclear power, Joby. Nuclear. When the black people came in, they said, "Oh no, can these niggas have no nuclear?" And they freely gave up their nuclear power. These moronic ass niggas. Go look that up. Look this up, Joby, since you want to know the truth. Need some truth. Say when did South Africa give up its nuclear program? Pull that up. You see right when these dumb niggas take power. Ask Google, when did South Africa give up its nuclear program? Because they had nuclear power that they developed. They gave it to Israel. You can look that up. That was 30 years ago, 35 years ago.
1989.
Yeah, how about that? 35 years ago. They were nuclear power. So they mean they were developed as shit. So nobody be no load shedding in 2024. They were a nuclear power back in '89.
Yeah, then in 1993, it also ended its biological, chemical, and ballistic missile programs.
Yeah, because that was the white people had control of that shit. I mean, they had their damn bio weapons. They fucking COVID-19 shits. They bio weapons. They were putting in, killing these Africans off. Told you, South Africa was a very advanced, developed country with nuclear biological missiles.
But my point, as we get to move on to the next conversation,
Now, now you're talking about she's happy. They talking about load shedding. She don't know her own history. They have to have what you just said, Joby. Back 35 years ago means you were an advanced country. You wasn't a third world country having that shit you just said. That means they were one of the most advanced countries on the planet. That's
I
what that
agree.
means. So
I agree.
ain't nobody talking about, oh no, I'm happy, I'm low shit. That's some shit Liberia would say. Not no South African. South Africa was advanced, Jack. It wasn't like the rest of Africa. South Africa was the most advanced country in Africa.
I'm
Period.
gonna I'm gonna be fair today. I'm not with the brutality Keith is coming in with today. Majority of
I'm
the
giving
times,
you facts. I'm giving
majority,
you facts.
I
I'm
know it's
giving you
okay.
facts. I'm not giving you brutality.
I'm
I'm giving you
accepting the
facts.
fact. I'm accepting the fact, but you're so brutal today. But when I'm so brutal, you always try to teach the history slowly. But today you're on their case. For me, I'm just trying to say, I was trying to compare the situation of Liberia, Kenya, and this
You
actually
can't.
happened.
You
This
can't.
happened a couple. It's okay. I can't. I'm trying to look at the. Let me say
Kenya,
majority of poverty.
Kenya and Liberia have never been as advanced as South Africa,
I'm
Joe.
speaking about majority of those who are in poverty and even the
Okay.
middle class. And I'm gonna use me as an example. Trust me, or even ask in the office. Most of the times, let's say if it goes like 4 months, especially, lights have not gone off. That is a shock to us. Actually, we're always the ones asking each other here, like, hey, lights have not been off by then a while. You're like, yeah. So
Because
it is,
because
because we're so used to that.
Kenya's still a third world country, developing. South Africa, it
See,
is. I'm trying to be honest. That's what's called. They said third developing country. South Africa was not a developing country. It was developed, Joby. It wasn't developing. It wasn't the third world. South
mhm.
Africa was developed. That's why you just read in '89 they had ballistic missiles, nuclear program, and biological weapons. That was a developed. South Africa was like Europe, more hell. In some places more developed than Europe back then. South Africa was very developed. That's what you need to understand. Even though South Africa sits on the African continent, don't look at South Africa as Africa, Joby. It was not. South Africa was Europe. Was Europe, not Africa. That's why the white people don't want South Africa was Europe, Joby.
I
Very
don't care.
developed.
I don't care. So long as you
Okay.
are a black person, you're in poverty, you are shook because
No.
electricity are working. That is my point. I don't care whether you have developed 60 years ago. You are shook today because electricity actually is working. That is my point. Why are you shook if you are developed? You're not supposed to be
I'm,
shook in a developed
I'm saying,
country.
I just said they only shook down because they let the country go down within the last since black people got control of it. There was no damn power outages 35 years ago. It was a developed country. They only changed that when these Negroes got power, started changing the white man started telling them, hey, this is what you do this, do that. And since black people are stupid, okay, we'll do it, Master Charlie. We'll do it. We'll do it. They didn't know they were fuck. I will admit they probably know they were fucking up the country because they were stupid. They're dummies. So they wanted to understand white people play for keeps. They said we'll give these dumbass niggas power, but we'll destroy the country. Well, they'll beg us to put us back in power, and that's what they did. White people play for keeps. They don't fuck around with you. Well, it should be better if we all have elections. They like, nah, we gonna we're gonna run this country to the ground, let these niggas take control of it, because they stupid as shit and they worship us anyway. So whatever plans we tell them to do, they'll do it. And they'll start running the country to the ground. And that's what they did. Because you can't compare South Africa today to what it was back in '89. Because it's like you got that right. It went backwards. And that's what they wanted it to do. See,
Mhm.
this what happens when niggas take
And
control of a country. That's
it's
what they
going
wanted to show, Joe.
it's
That's what
going
they
more
wanted to show.
it's going more backwards. Ramaphosa is doing it, going more backwards. It's the only African country we can see, instead of getting rid of the enemies, they are collaborating now with the enemies, inviting them now to sit on the table. But you don't even sit on the table literally. They are sitting on you. That is the difference. Because
Man,
white people globally, like we were saying yesterday, that was on Monday, they operate the same way. You are teaching that to Wharton on Monday. They operate the same way. White people love each other no matter where they are, and they are always
they're
gonna
the same because they're the same. They're the same people. They tell me when they came out of Europe, they came out of Europe. They all know they're the same people. They ain't like Africans. I'm over here. I'm a different tribe. I'm over here. I'm a different tribe. They all came out of Europe, Joby, at the same time and started conquering and stealing and robbing and shit. They know that they came from. Like they showed that video when that lady said, I'm from Australia. I'm born and raised here, but I'm not Australian. Where am I from? And the black girl also said, England? That's right. From the fucking Australia. Your people invaded here. She said,
That's
that black girl,
exactly.
that black girl said, England?
Shout out to Jiba Jaba in the house. Hello to you too. Hope you are doing amazing. Have yourself a beautiful Tuesday, Jiba Jaba. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says every African country should have internet. Every African should I think you meant every African should have internet search US linking of black Americans, they'll see the real Mzungu. I think that's what you meant. And I also see you saying that so those Afrikaners have bioweapons stashed away.
They had
Man,
them. Yeah, they had. Listen, you understand? Uh, I want you to understand this. People don't really say they look at South Africa today because these goofy niggas got good. South Africa was a very advanced country, jibba jab. They had bio. They were giving these Negroes AIDS and shit because America and all other countries. Remember, all the white powers backed South Africa and their apartheid. America backed them. It's like Joby said, they're the same white people. England backed them, France backed them, Australia, New Zealand, all white countries backed South Africa. And back then, Rhodesia, before it became Zimbabwe, that's why they put sanctions on them. Those white people and the shit and their apartheid and their wicked ass system. It was only because the black people around the world started acting up towards South Africa that it changed. Wasn't nobody white that changed no South Africa. They didn't lose South Africa because of white people. All white countries supported them. As Joby said, white people don't do. I'm a different tribe. They don't do none of that dumb shit. It's about their power. So South Africa was a very advanced country. It's still advanced. Not you can go to South Africa now. It's still advanced, but it's not. They made it go down because they wanted to show this. This what shit looks like when black people get rulership. The countries go to shit because these Africans are too dumb to actually run a country. Everything they do don't never work. These niggas are too stupid to run countries. They can't keep electricity on. Everywhere they at, shit don't work. So that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to show, well, okay, we'll turn the country over to these black people and watch shit don't never work. Watch shit start to fall apart. Because you go back 35 years, you had no damn outages in no South Africa. Africa, it was like America. You had nobody sitting in the dark in no fucking South Africa. But it was racially brutal. And all Europeans supported that shit. America supported it. France supported you. They all supported the subjugation of black people. And talking about now they come teach you about some fucking democracy. White people don't give a shit about no goddamn democracy. That's a scam they use to steal your shit.
like the video you were sharing with Kamlesh and I yesterday on our show. This guy who's always speaking facts, that white guy. We were talking about how they have purposely don't want to develop Africa. It's purposely because it benefits them. You know?
Yeah, all they got wrong was he's talking about 800. It's been 600 years since they left Europe. It's been 600 years of dominance when black people really come in contact with white people on a big scale. It's been dominance. They say, oh, this place is rich. These niggas are stupid and backwards. Let's steal from them. They're kind like children. He told the truth, said that no matter what changes in the world, said everything changes every 40, 50 years, but the relationship with Africa and Europe hasn't changed in 600 years because they know that Africa is their wealth. They'll fight and die to make sure these niggas stay poor and backward and fucked up because they've stolen it. That's why they able to build. That's why the white people stayed in South Africa. They were able to develop it because it's wealthy. They couldn't develop South Africa without the wealth of the country. So Kenya was supposed to be another South Africa, just that Kenya rose up and started fighting. Kenya was supposed to be another South. This is a fact. Kenya was supposed to be like South Africa and Australia. Hey, but they say you black niggas fucked that all up. It's supposed to be the white man's land, and you goddamn niggas started fighting back because they were the thing in Africa, the thing in Kenya, they were going to genocide the majority of Africans because you're easy to genocide because you're tribal and shit. Your parents are tribal. It's my tribe. So you're easy to genocide. This is what we're going to do. We're going to genocide these dumbass niggas. We're going to pit them against each other. They're going to think that another tribe is doing them wrong. Of course, it's going to be us fucking them up. then we're going to genocide these niggas. We're going to keep a few around for slaves because we want them to be our servants. We don't want to do any work. We'll let them be our damn people that do our yards and do all the manual labor. We'll keep some around for slaves. This was the plan for Kenya. Genocide most of the Africans and then take over the country, all the land. It's called the white. I always showed you when they already named it the white man's land. They meant that shit. We're going to genocide the rest of these morons. And don't think that's not true. That's where they go. They genocide everybody. They kill you.
It's crazy. As we get to move on a little bit away from that, I shout to our African people. Wherever you are, if you are shook about electricity working, don't worry, I'm understanding you. You know, I get you. I get you clearly. You know, it's like
what the rest of Africa was supposed to like that. He's right. That's what the white man. The rest of Africa, yeah, it's supposed to not work. We have no electricity because all your shit, all your resources being stolen. This. You having electricity in Africa is supposed to be normal, Joby. All the resources come out of your country. You're not supposed to be sitting in the dark in Kenya. You're not supposed to be sitting in the dark in Nigeria and Liberia. But all the resources for electricity come out your goddamn ground. That's why we sitting in no fucking dark in Africa. Shit, with all your damn resources, power, the rest of the world, electricity, and you sitting in the dark and don't know what the fuck is going on. You in your little village in the dark and shit. And yes, this is normal. It's the 21st century. I'm in the dark and shit. Don't know shit. And let me pray to Jesus and shit. Jesus, where's my power at? Jesus, I don't know, nigga. I don't know your power at, nigga.
We got a few minutes as we get closer to winding up. We got guests in the house. Jabba says, lol, Joby wants hands across Africa today. I feel you, sis. Man, you know, sometimes, let me tell you, if you guys haven't noticed, we always have a vice versa kind of mood with Keith. Like, the day I'm kind of very lenient with people is brutal. the day I'm brutal is very lenient. I'm like,
that's called, you know what that's called, Joby? You know what that's called? That's called balance.
Period. We also see Jabba says in the wash, two white sheets won't fade on each other. In the wash, two white sheets won't fade on each other. I didn't get that. Is that a proverb or what does that mean? I didn't get that.
In the wash, two
white sheets won't.
I don't know what that means either. I don't know. You lost me, Jabba. Yeah, what the hell does that mean? I don't know. I'm lost. That's some of your old grandmama talking. I don't know what the hell that means. tell me what your grandma meant by that. That's about when your grandma was too old to know what the hell she was saying, Jabba. I don't know.
But as we get to the main conversation of the day, is about
the funny part about this, let me talk about Nigeria. Yeah, good for Nigeria. The good part about this, they talking about that. You got these morons out here talking about the Russian flags. Morons. That's not that. Russia doesn't have the money to back anything, idiots. Not about these Russian flags. The Russian flags come from their other people. See, your borders are artificial by white people, stupid. The people in Niger and northern Nigeria are the same people. See, those borders, those fake borders that white people made, doesn't change them as tribal people. The houses are in Nigeria, they're in Niger, they're in Mali, they're in Senegal. Hell, I think the houses go all the way to fucking Sudan. So of course that's why I told you those things are East and a West African. That's made up shit by white people. Because black people went freely throughout Africa. So literally the Nigerians and the northern Nigerians are the same fucking people. That's why I told you were never gonna be able to create no war against them. No matter what kind of fake border you say, I'm a Nigerian because the white man made the line here, and I'm Nigerian because the white man made the border. No, generations they were the same people without any border. So all they did was give their Russian flags from Niger to their same cousins and family members down the road, which is the border right there, to their people. They're the same people, stupid. So the idea you got telling me we're gonna invade Niger from Niger, motherfucker, are you crazy? These are the same people, literally for fucking millennium. Before white people showed up with their fake borders, you're not gonna get them to invade their fucking own people. That's where the flags are coming from, not from Russia. Those flags are coming from Niger, from their own people. That's why you don't see them down in the south in Lagos, moron, with the Yoruba. You see them up in the north with the Hausa and Fulani, because the Hausa and Fulani are in Niger. They're in Burkina Faso. They're in Mali. They are the same fucking tribal people. So all they did say, hey, brothers, take our flags so you can piss off your dumbass government. And they say, oh, this is Russia, Russia. No, that's the same flags the Nigerians were using when they overthrew that whatever that goofy leader was up in Niger. Whatever his name, Mohammed Bazoum. Mohammed Bazoum. Yeah, when they overthrew his ass. So those flags came from their brothers, their family. See, you goofy dumb Africans are so out of touch since the white man put these fake borders in. You don't even know your own. You so fucked up. You don't even know Africa no more. You don't know your own continent. You too dumb. The white man knows your continent better than you, dummies. Because he made your fake countries. So them. Hey man, use this flag across over there and piss these people off. You say it's Russian. The Russians are not going to do this. Russian? Nah.
Yes, the accusation coming from Tinubu is that Russia is the one funding the protest. Like we saw also Kenya.
Kenya said the same thing.
Saying the same thing. So we can see them trying to find, of course, blame games. Let me use the term blame games, how they always do with their other political allies. They always love pointing fingers on who, because right now this is nothing to do with anyone funding anything. This is the power of the people, like we know, we can see. Nigerians had set a calendar a month before the demonstrations. We're going to hit the streets from the 1st of August till the 10th, and they have not backed away from that. I just love the fact, despite the number of people who have died, they're still pushing with the movement. I just love to see it. I was watching a video during the first demonstration. Tear gas was being thrown in the middle of the crowd, and they were still moving.
People are going to die, Joby. People are going to die when you want freedom.
I was telling a friend where, if you guys can remember, that was in 2020. There was the movement, also the protest in Nigeria, which was #EndSARS, the police brutality. And I was like, I feel like Nigerians these times are so ready, because 2020 was really a massive, huge demonstration, because it went on also for days.
But they fooled them. They fooled them with the same fake. They fooled them with the fake preachers, the fake imams. Go back home. We're gonna work it out. Of course, they didn't do shit. So that dissipated the energy, and now the youth are not stupid no more. That dissipated that energy that they had. Just go back home. We're gonna work it out. They ain't changed a goddamn thing, because they never explained. Now they got no choice. Now they're scared to death because they're not dissipated. They tried the same movement with the goofy preachers and the goofy imams. Oh, come back and listen to the elders and just go back and pray to Allah and pray to Jesus. So you said fuck. So you said fuck Jesus and fuck Allah. Should they work?
What was happening during the demonstration? The Muslims in Nigeria took a time to pray and then went back to the demonstration. I just love to see it. Like, they took literally at 4 p.m. sharp, bow down, whatever they do, and they took the time to just.
That's the north. They still got that. The northern part of Nigeria is Islamic, so they still keep that goofy religion going. So, understand that's why Africa's divided with the Islamic shit. It's all about conquering. It's got people, foreign religions in there, Islam and goddamn Christianity. That's why you see in every African country, you see Islam and Christianity, because that's what they conquered with the Africans' mind with that bullshit. So that's why the Africans will stay divided, even on religion, not even on tribal lines, but on religious lines. You can't even unite because you're fucked up in the head over whose God is God, all that old dumb shit. So when you get over that, you be good to go. Like, hey, fuck all that shit.
if you that is what we go. That's where you are trying to go back to the conversation of yesterday, identifying yourself as an African person, knowing yourself, understanding the power
Yeah,
you
and so
have.
you African first. That's right. You can't say, oh, I'm Muslim. I'm Christian. I'm Hausa. I'm Fulani. I'm Lu. I'm Kikuya.
Consider
Fuck all that.
that's
You're
confusion.
African first. That's confusion. That's right. That's why Africa's been ruled for 600 years because of confusion. You can
Yeah.
keep a confused people ignorant and impoverished because they don't know which way is up. You don't know which way is up and don't know who you are. Go ahead, Joby.
I feel like it should start with the. This is again. It should be just an individual critical thinking. I'll go back to that.
I'm a
Uh,
little critical thinker. I ain't learned how to. I've been taught how to think. I'm in a system that tells me what to think, but not how to think, Joby.
but
You
but
know,
I
you
I
got critical thinking skills now, but you're not giving that in your society.
even before for me. Okay, I'm gonna start with high school. In high school,
Mm,
there was.
mm.
I don't know if it's in every high school, but high school majority of the times there's always so much influence. If you know that, there's always very much influence from the people you're gonna meet, different people
Of
coming from
course,
different cultures and all that. And for a minute, I was almost influenced to turn to being a Muslim. I'm gonna be very honest. For a
of
minute,
course,
I was
of course.
almost influenced to turn to being a Muslim. But I
That's how
try to remember
influences work.
listen, I tried to remember the house I come from. Number one, I was like, God, I'm gonna be beaten to death. Number one, because this is a bishop's house, not yeah, I don't know who, whatever, house. But now, as the years were changing, that was I think after a year, my stepmom changes. I see the dressing code is changing. I'm like, what's going on here? Why are you dressing all Muslim? And you're on this other
because
side of
because because she's still searching. She don't know the fuck she is because the Christian shit ain't never worked. So she's confused. So like
yeah.
like 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 most black people do, instead of finding themselves, they go to another man's religion all the time. Oh, the Christian shit don't really work. I'm not. So they'll go to another fake ass fucking religion and they'll sit in that shit for years. Then that shit don't work. And they'll go to another religion, but they never go back African. They're always scared because means you're evil. You're not, but actually that's the real knowledge of the planet. That's the true knowledge of the planet is African knowledge. But they never can go back there because their minds are already, Joby, fucked up. They can't critically think because they don't know no real African. See, the problem with Africa, most Africans don't know no real African shit. They don't know nothing about being African. And then the
Well,
shit they do know, they're scared. They're scared to death of it. Oh,
this
is
is
it the devil?
this I always say. I wish we can understand the law, or if we had the capability of, when we die, come back, having the ability of restoring some information. Because this is the same question I've been asking. How many black people have that uh, power to just know me linking up with a white man? I love using that as an example because for me it always felt off. Me linking up with a white man or just being with a white man doesn't just feel just doesn't, and being able also to sell a couple of things and judge from afar and be like, nah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay just being myself, being a
That's
weird.
that's called an advanced soul. You're an advanced soul coming back. Some souls are not advanced coming back as you. You guys said we all grow at different times. So
I think we're gonna
so
go back to. I'm gonna look for what was that you're telling me to look for in Kenya to see what I did in my past life. I think I'm really interested because I fail to understand how I have so much. As much as I have much information which I've gotten from Black Hot Fire, I
I
still
told
fail to understand
I said
some
I said
information I get.
yeah, go
Huh?
find me go find me a, past life regressionist who does past life regressions. A psychologist. See if they got them because they did. You looked it up. They had them. So
Yeah.
and set up. All you gotta do is set up. First we gotta check their credentials first. Africa got a lot of scams and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
We gotta check their credentials and shit. Make sure they legit.
Someone doing their own bullshit there telling you that they,
And they
they're,
tell you.
they're calling them witch doctor, powerful witch doctors. the
That's a
powerful witch
white. That's a
doctors.
white man's term, a witch doctor. No such thing as a fucking witch doctor. That was the white man name shit. He didn't
Insane.
understand. He didn't understand that black people are nature very spiritual by nature. But they told you that was all bad. They crazy term witch doctor. The fuck is a witch doctor? It's making up all
Yeah.
kind of scary terms for African science, African spirituality, which actually is factual. I ain't got the motherfucking witch doctor. Witch doctor. What the fuck is
Anyway,
that?
as we wrap it up, I don't want to take much time. Ziba Daba with the comment there says, I say with the off topic. He says, he did explain what the term, the wash two white sheets won't fade on each other. He says it means, I don't know, let me read. It means, what? It means whites don't cross each other. And he also adds that, it's,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's about white people always get yeah, especially when it comes to us. Yeah, they're not gonna stab each other in the back for their power. Exactly. They always gonna unite for to keep this racial pyramid scheme. That's a fact. That's a fact. And they
mhm.
feel and they'll kill you if you do. They call you a nigger lover. They'll kill you. Say, what the fuck is wrong? Man, you know that's true, especially our history. What you going against a white man for a nigger?
I think I've seen that
Shit.
somewhere. I can't remember where, but I've seen that somewhere. Yeah,
I
they've
know
seen
you've
that
seen their
somewhere.
movies. I know.
Or a nigga lover, something like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
nigga. Yeah, you're a
But
nigger
also
lover.
say, that's funny. The grandma used to use some wild shit when used to say some wild shit. Sorry, when she was old, right? And used to say is if Jesus was real, he'd be leading the protest like the story of him kicking over the money lenders.
Yeah,
Tap
because remember the money lenders is what we're dealing with. The IMF, the World Bank. That was and the funny part about this jibber jabber. Anybody in this Christian shit, now you can easily look this up. Like I was trying to teach Irritan, I'm gonna Irritan you some bit of thing. It came from Brahmanism. Okay, Christianity is the merging together of Mithraism and Hinduism. The Hindu god, she can go look this up. The Christians never do this because they scared to know that their religion is fake, where it comes from. So the Hindu religion of the Indians, which came from Africa, it's called Brahmana. They changed the Hindu. When you got Brahman, that's where you got the name Abram, became Abraham, and it's sun worship because that's why it's called the Son of God. The 12 disciples are the 12 zodiac signs. You can easily look that up. The 12 disciples are the 12 zodiac signs that rotate around the sun. So you had the Son of God with his 12 disciples, the Son, and the 12 zodiac signs. That's where Christianity came from. They took that and they started making it into these stories of people that never existed. So they changed the zodiacs into disciples. Shit. Those are the 12 zodiac signs. And if you go
you know
back
what?
through history, you research that and know that's a fact. And these nutty ass Christians who don't know nothing about history, they look at, yeah, that's where it came from, stupid. Don't get mad at me because you believe in bullshit. That's where it came from. It was the merging of Mithra worship and Hindu worship, the Indians' religion. Brahman, that's when you go back to there and see Krishna, Christ. Christ is not a person. Christ lives inside of you. You are the Christ. That's why in your goopy Bible, these are metaphors. That's why Christ said, I live inside of you. As you get wisdom, it's over some wisdom because it was all African teaching. You're supposed to realize as you start waking up in consciousness, you become the Christ. Not no fucking cracker walking around with a dirty robe and some fucked up sandals. You're the Christ.
Calm
You're the
down.
Christ. You know, they just you said common sense shit, Joey, about being able to critically think. That's what it's about. That's the reason why he died at 33, because you had 33 vertebrae in your spine. As you raise your vibration, you the thing of crucifixion As you raise your vibration up among your spine and go into your pineal gland, you crucify the lower self of you. That's why your heel of your foot was hell. You can go look all this up. But these dumbass Christians and Muslims, they don't know your real history. They can't look up shit. They call it nonsense. The heel of your feet was hell. The top of your mind was heaven. Go look that up. Make me a liar. You'll see that's a fact. Then you get mad. What am I supposed to believe if Jesus ain't real? I don't know, moron. I don't know.
You didn't know. You figured it out.
I didn't know. I was shook. I was shook. I'm not gonna lie. I was born in the truth. It scared the shit out of me too. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be lying. And I sit there like, I cried. This shit is fake, motherfucking no good.
But as we wrap up, family, I am taking so much time. Like I said, we have guests in the building. Kindly come on Iwaton's show as well. Show much love. I see Jiba Jabba.
And they told George Jamaican ass that Jesus ain't real. You gotta worship Haile Selassie as a goofy Rasta man. You ain't no Rasta. I know you ain't no Rasta, George. These goofy Jamaican niggas worshiping some Haile Selassie, making up fake religions and shit. Go back and worship. Black people always make up the most dumbest, idiotic religions. And even though I might like Bob Marley music, that shit he talking about is absolute moronic nonsense shit. Go back and I said, these Rastas, when I first coming with these Jamaican niggas and all that Rasta shit, I'm like, what? What they talking about? This motherfucker from Ethiopia is a god?
We wrap it up, Kid. Job Guy Karibu Sana. He says, hi, Joby. Hi to you too. He says, is Kid trying to convince you to join his goofy church? I say he's trying to collect the tax.
That's your goofy church, you Rasta ass Jamaican nigga, you.
He's trying to collect the tax.
You and your horrible reggae music that Joby make me listen to for 2 hours.
At least I didn't play no reggae yesterday. Come on.
I know. I was so damn happy I didn't know what to do.
Lord, we were conversating. We had a good discussion.
I know. I was so happy that Jamaican shit didn't come on over to do. Hey, did you hear these groups? And the funny part about it, I didn't know. I wish your mosquitoes here that these island niggas be fighting these African niggas in the UK. I didn't know nothing about them laughing because these island niggas said we don't want to hear no piano, none of that shit during our little celebration. They don't want to hear none of that South African shit. These are them Jamaican and them island Negroes. So we don't want to hear none of this piano or Afrobeat shit. I was like, what?
My husband's fighting now.
I know. Them island niggas, Joby. Like them George guys, you can't trust them island niggas.
God damn, I trust you, George. I don't listen to you. So much love, family. See you guys later on.
That's our family.
Thank you so much for tuning in and catching up with me this amazing
morning. When you guys got guests for the goddamn the Rhythm Scoop show? I mean,
No. The people who are here on Friday. On Friday, I was not even able to catch their names and everything. I was not feeling well.
You were sick. You were sick.
Yeah. You know? So the people who are here on Friday. I just remember the faces. That's all I can tell.
Yeah. Your ear trying to put a Joby. We gotta wrap. They just got like 5 minutes. We gotta wrap it up. We gotta we gotta wrap it up.
But anyway, much love, family.
It's been 3 weeks already, Joby. Damn.
3 weeks of what?
Your hair. You always take down your hair in 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks already.
It's actually in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks. Whatever. I don't never know shit.
Yeah, my head is painful. I don't like braids stretching my head. I'm feeling pain. I don't like that.
But nobody like pain, Joby. Shit.
Yeah.